Welcome back. In last week's video, we went over how to push out macOS and iOS and iPadOS software updates using Addigy. This week, I wanted to go into the other side of that coin, which is restricting those updates. So let's dive right into our Addigy session here. So there are three different tools in Addigy I use to restrict users from updating. So the first is very similar to running software updates. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into policies and we're going to select the policy we want to restrict, and we're going to go to updates. So in here, it's about setting this maximum version. Like we talked about in the other video, you can control what version is getting pushed out here. So we want to make sure we're not pushing out the latest software version or the version that we are trying to restrict. So making sure we're using this maximum version number option as opposed to this keep devices updated to the latest OS option. The second tool I use is a restrictions profile. So to create one of those, we can just come into our catalog, go to MDM profiles, click new, and we're going to search for restrictions, and we can name it block updates for 90 days. And the key with this one is, like I have written here, you only have 90 days to defer these updates until users will be able to run them from like system preferences. So you can come in here to the software updates tab and set some different options. So we can delay the visibility of the software updates, and we're going to say that, and then the default is 30 days, or you can change it to a maximum of 90 days. So that would work for iPad, iOS, and macOS. So some other specific macOS things you may want to do are to delay the visibility of application updates. So that would be from the App Store, or delaying the visibility of major macOS updates. So that's something you would also probably want to check. And set, again, the default is 30 days with a maximum of 90. You can also specify if you're going to split that out between major and minor. So if you want to say minor updates, we only want to wait 7 days. Major, we're waiting 90. Once you have that the way you want it, you can create that profile and deploy to your policy like normal. The third way is specific to blocking new versions of macOS. So if we're talking from 13 to 14 or 14 to 15, you'll want to use the two ways we said earlier as well, but this is kind of the other fail-safe so users can't launch the app if it happens to be on their computer. So the way you do that is from a public library software item. So you can come in here to the public library and just search for, I often just search for block or the name of the OS. And you can find in the list here the version. So at the time of this video being recorded, everyone's thinking about Sequoia coming out. So you may want to think about deploying this block install macOS Sequoia. And if we take a look at that in here, you can read through this script and see exactly what it's doing. But in essence, what it looks for is if the application is opened or is running the install macOS Sequoia app that actually opens up, if that's running, it's going to quit it. So it's just another layer of being able to restrict those updates until you're ready for those to be pushed out. I hope that gives you a better idea of how to control macOS updates so you can deploy them when you're ready in your environment. If you have any other questions about running macOS updates or blocking macOS updates or using Addigy or MDM in general, we'd love to help you and your business come up with a solution for those. I can be reached on the MacAdmin Slack channel at Marshall_CIT, via email, marshall@cranstoninc.com, or on our website, cranstonit.com. Thanks so much for watching.